Hello. Um, Pretty interesting video I wanted to do today. And yes, I'm using a notepad because I'm a nerd and I can never remember what to say. But this is my 5.3 that came out of a 2002 Suburban. This is my '01 BMW. I'm going to make them whole. This all started last year, I think November. The BMW started to burn oil really bad, and instead of just getting rid of it, getting something else, I decided my daily needed a new daily. So, LS swap. Over the years, I have tried to learn to justify purchases and try to make smarter ones. I don't know if it's happening or if I'm doing good at it or not, but I kind of had this goal that I could LS swap the BMW for less than $5,000. And I think I can still do it. So basically, I bought a 2002 Suburban. It ran and sort of drove. I drove it up on the trailer. And it had 180,000 miles on it. Plucked this thing out and have since been working on putting it together. Now, I did go a little bit into this, and we'll get into that, but I'm not too far off of my goal, and it's pretty neat. So back before, when this was still running, I had a dirt bike, dual sport, and when it started to fail and I decided to LS swap it, I was like, well, I can sell the bike, I can buy a donor car, part it out, make money, and then sell whatever off I can of the BMW. So I'm going to break that down, and it's pretty interesting. So I paid $900 for the Suburban, kept the engine, sold off pretty much everything I could, and I made a total of $1,700. So I spent $900 and made $1,700 back. So total profit $800, and I kept the engine. And then I sold the M54. I scrapped the cats. I scrapped the stainless steel exhaust and a couple other things. I made a total of $475 off of the BMW. And then my big chunk of money came from the dual sport. I ended up doing a raffle for it, and once all said and done with that, I pocketed $2,500. I wanted $26 for the bike. I raffled it. I forget how many tickets I sold specifically, but the first place winner got the bike. I gave $100 away. I gave $50 away, and I also gave a $100 armor riding jacket away. So that was all of my incoming money, and it wasn't specifically spent on this stuff. It's been spread out over a couple months, and I convinced my mom and wife to buy me certain things for my birthday. My birthday was in February, and I'll go over those things first. So my mom bought me Richard Holdner camshaft, which is a pretty much direct replica of Richard Holdner's cam is a direct replica of Truck Norris. And then BC Springs, Brian Cower Springs. That was $200. It was a birthday present. My wife bought me GM head gaskets, timing cover gasket, and an oil pump. I think all that was $160 total. So those were the two things, the couple things that were birthday presents. Now, everything else, I have this PMC adapter plate, clutch, flywheel, all that stuff. The headers are floating around here, Y-pipe. I spent $1,800 on that. Now, that's like a $3,000, $3,200 kit. I got it second hand. Somebody had bought it, bolted everything together, and then decided to go a different route. So I got a good deal on that. Spent $800 on my Holley Terminator X Max. I am part of their creator program, so I get a discount. I return the favor with social media posts, installation videos, thoughts, all that kind of stuff. $300 on Pennsylvania Performance V2 mounts, my LS1 intake, and LS1 Corvette water pump. I spent $250 on, obviously secondhand. LS7 lifters in the engine from Texas Speed, Delphi brand, $155. Amazon special oil pan, $120. I bought chassis plates from Turner Motorsports to reinforce the front subframe and the rear subframe. Let's see, LS1 crank pulley, $80. I did the aluminum upgraded barbell for $29. Cam retainer plate. They have a kind of a built-in gasket. Replaced that, $20. And then $24 on valve seals. I also have bought a Wiring Specialties can box. It'll make the BMW chassis talk to the Holley, and my AC will still work. I can make cruise control work eventually and all that stuff. And then today I just spent $106 on a throwout bearing and a power steering line that I had to cut when I pulled the engine. Could not get it off the radiator. So, bought that. And then I think that was all. So, all in all, totally so far, I am only $342 in the hole. Technically. I probably wouldn't have sold my dual sport if this wouldn't have happened. But it was money that came in specifically for this. So all in all, I've spent $4,050. I haven't calculated how much I still need to spend. I still need a replacement radiator. The power steering cooler lines are, that's not even part of the radiator. The radiator is cracked. So that's a big problem. And then I need to get the old power steering lines off of the radiator support thing. It's a weird design. Let's see, what else do I need? I need a knock sensor, delete plate, spark plugs, boot wires. I'm doing ceramic boots and new spark plugs, obviously. And then some odds and ends with exhaust. I think I'm going to buy a direct fit 3-inch muffler and then just kind of connect the Y pipe in the muffler. And then, let's see, what else do I need? Chassis mount shifter and a new bar that goes from the transmission to the shifter. And then fuel pump, fuel filter. So I will be cutting it close to that $5,000 threshold, but I don't think I'm going to be far off. I definitely don't think I'm going to be going over $6,000 for the LS swap specifically. There is a bunch of things that I'm doing kind of in between just because I'm there. Like, I don't need to do a chassis mount shifter. I don't need to do an upgraded DSSR bar. I'm getting some BC coilovers through their sponsorship programs. That's cool. I still got to pay for them, but it's not as much as they are new. So pretty pumped about that. But yeah, so I'll probably do another breakdown video once I get a little bit further. But I was doing the math today, and I was pretty surprised how far I've gotten with not a lot of money. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I've started to make some t-shirts and some hats and stuff. So if you want to get yourself one of these. Mothman slept with my wife in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Don't know if you guys have ever heard of the whole Mothman thing, but pretty big guy. You should check him out. And then got these shirts, Hot Moms and Haul Gas Cams. Got it real big on the back. But yeah, it's just a little bit longer video, just me talking, but kind of wanted to go through and do a build breakdown, build update, where we're at, how far away we are. Once I get the throwout bearing, I can put the trans plate on, the transmission in, and then I want to get my spark plug wires so that I can test the headers on the stand, because the driver's side manifold header, I have to remove the steering shaft, and I don't want to drop this down in with the header already in there, and then I got to modify the header because of the boot or whatever. So it's a little bit more time before I can stab this down in there, but we'll get there. Pretty excited about the progress so far over the past couple weeks. Got the heads on, the cam in, the rockers in, all that stuff's good to go. Spun the engine over a bunch, nothing's making any noise. And I also still want to prime the engine with oil pressure before I put it down in. Probably going to be doing a video on that. Pretty cool process you can do with these Gen 3 LS's and a garden sprayer. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, checking the video out. If you want a hat, I'm doing a bunch of different versions. If you want a shirt, I'm doing a bunch of different shirts. Find me on Instagram at FidgetFred. And just starting slow right now, trying to get a feel for everything and see where it kind of goes. I don't have a specific website yet. I do have an Etsy store, but I haven't uploaded. I've only done like 3 shirts on there just to see how they do. But yeah, thanks for stopping by.